Hello guys, welcome to my next YouTube video. It is another post-game commentary. This time I'm playing Tier 9 Premium Japanese Battleship Musashi. As you can see, I'm basically top tier. We have some Tier 8 ships, but majority of us is in Tier 9s. We are playing on the domination, on the Crash Zone Alpha map and the domination mode, and we spawn near the Charlie cap. So we will keep going to Charlie. We won't be moving anywhere. On this map, I like the Alpha cap and the Charlie cap. I do not like in general pushing into middle of map because then you can be potentially crossfired from two sides. This way, when if you choose one or on the other side of the map, the outer sides of the map, then there's a minimum crossfire which will be possible towards you. So here we will sail just for a short time to Charlie, and also I noticed on minimap that the majority of the ships which spawn on at Bravo are also pushing towards Charlie cap. So we will be definitely aggressive here, and we will try to immediately pressure the enemy team, push them away or kill all the ships here, and then continue pushing to the middle, to Bravo and to Alpha capture point. Yeah. So right now we didn't spot many ships, but we immediately know that there is a destroyer in Charlie, which is capping. We didn't know which one yet, but right now I was focusing the Iowa because she started to turn to the right and was hoping for some citadel shots on her. My position is quite dangerous because you can see I scored 5 pens. Basically the salvo was for almost 20,000 damage done to Iowa. And what I wanted to say, my position was here a little bit questionable because I'm pushing quite heavily into the Charlie cap, and we know that there was a destroyer over there. So I decided, okay, no longer want to push into the cab because I will be the target for the destroyer most likely. And you can see, based on the number here, I'm already targeted by 3 enemy ships. So I decided to start kiting away and was trying to hit the broadsiding ships. I received quite nice salvo on the Musashi, but honestly I think I should be aiming at the rune and trying to hit the rune because it's a cruiser, and it is much more probable that I will cause significant damage to him. But he moved forward, so he dodged my salvo. Here, another mistake here. I beached. It was not that big mistake because I was still angling towards angling, so the enemy team had quite difficulty to hit like really significant shots and to damage me like heavily. So I was like eating like salvos for 5,000 damage. So that's not terrible, to be honest. Yeah, that's not terrible. But what was the issue here is that uh, first I am Battleship and I was being targeted by 4 people. That's all right. I can handle that. But this salvo of torpedoes from the Asashio, that was the issue. Because I beached, I will eat this one torpedo, which will cause. It's not that big damage, but it was still 12 more than 12,000 damage eaten unnecessary. If I didn't beach, I would be behind the islands, and I still would have a lot of hit points. But currently, so we are currently fighting. You can see our force is basically completely abandoned the Alpha capture point, and we have majority of our ships here at Charlie, plus the second half of our ships is trying to capture Bravo. So we have quite significant presence here. But I must say also the enemy, because the majority of the enemy forces was here at Charlie, plus the second half was, or a smaller half was at the Alpha and few ships on Bravo, but majority was here at Charlie. So with our salvos we already did like 78,000 damage, which is quite nice. Which is quite nice, right? And the battle is still fully in progress. We killed only one ship on each side, just died recently, so yeah, basically nothing else happened. I hit another nice salvo on that Iowa. Those were five full pens with one citadel, including one citadel. So the Iowa will go down because he actually hit the border of the map and was not able to angle anymore. So that was really nice. And suddenly we had quite a significant pressure here. I had to push in because the ships from mid are pushing. You can see the Massachusetts and Alaska here. They are heavily pushing in. So I wanted to create a crossfire and pressure, and also I wanted our Cleveland and Hipper not to be focused heavily by the enemy ships, right? Because then my presence will cause significant distraction. So right now you can see the battle is still even, and well, not even. The red team is winning significantly because they had free caps for quite a long time. Yeah, so it's almost like 10 minutes, almost 9 minutes passed from the battle, and the enemy team winning by 400 points almost, right? So we still need to be pushing and pressuring them. You can see that our Massachusetts, which was pushing the middle, 8 torpedoes from the Asashio, and was killed. So we lost the pressure we had from this Massachusetts. But we are now trying to crossfire the enemies, and again our Hipper is pushing, and I decided, okay, I need to be pushing too. I still know that there's an Asashio and also Yugumo on this flank. So here I was quite lucky that the Asashio missed. So I didn't eat any further torpedoes. But I was paying attention all the time, and I was actively looking for the torpedoes. Okay, we saw there a smoke, so we knew that There was a destroyer, and we also spotted that it was actually Asasha, because he got briefly detected by Loyang, probably Loyang's hydro. And we know that Yugumo is somewhere in front of us because he sent some torpedoes. We ate one, but it didn't cause much damage. But still, I'm trying to push forward because the Hipper is now running away. So here I'm focusing again. First thing to do, focus cruisers. If there's no destroyers spotted, then focus cruisers, and after that focus to battleships. So I was still keeping my angling, so my front turrets were aimed on the Hipper, and I used my rear turrets to shoot the Vladivostok. Unfortunately, I was not able to kill the Hipper, but right now we are slowly turning the game into our favor, because we now have 5 killed enemies, and we lost only two ships, right? And the enemy Musashi is quite low, so and we will be able to finish it probably quite quickly. Yes. And lucky salvo, the Musashi was angling, but somehow my salvo hit him quite nicely, and I actually citadel him and killed him. And I spotted the enemy Georgia, which was giving me a lot of broadsides, so I start focusing on her. And here it is, my high caliber and Confederate medal, because we reached 200,000 damage dealt with my last salvo. And I noticed that my Chungbu and Loyang were pushing significantly in front of me, so I felt quite safe to push with them and support them. You can see my secondaries are shooting the enemy Yugumo, and here I will be again. I will keep angling like this. Even sometimes I will try to angle back to the right to not give broadside to Georgia and Friedrich the Grosse. It seemed that only Georgia was aiming at me originally, so I noticed that, and I was allowed to give a little bit of broadside to her, and she was also running away. So I was able to start focusing Graf Zeppelin, the premium tier 8 German carrier, which was on the enemy team. And I noticed that the Georgia is again shooting at me, but from this side he would need to hit me under the first turret to citadel me. So, and there was, the Georgia isn't that accurate. Luckily I was not focusing heavily on the I was not heavily focusing on shooting the Georgia, so I noticed the torpedoes, and I eat only one torpedo from the Asasha, but torps from Asasha hurt like hell. We are trying to finish the ground Zeppelin. I think I will send one more salvo towards him, but that salvo will be miss. And then again I will use my rear turrets to shoot at the Georgia. And we are almost closing the game here. We have 884 points now. Enemy has only 666 points, right? So we successfully turned the game around, and we are now trying to farm the Georgia, right? Currently we have 236,000 damage. We killed 2 ships. We didn't have many kills, this game, but at least we were able to have. But anyway,
Concentrate
we were
fire on
able
the enemy
to have
warship.
quite a nice game, and so soon we will kill the enemy Georgia. She was quite low, so I will start focusing her again with my front turrets. And yeah, and this is basically it. There's only 3 ships on the enemy team left. I still have my one last health, so I'm right now popping it up to make sure that I will survive. And we are trying to actually hit the game. So currently we have 241,000 damage, and it will increase to 243, 247, and it will be almost like 250. But we have the game is almost ending, so we almost reached 250,000 damage. The Georgia will die soon, and when she dies, the game will actually end. But unfortunately, I do not have a result screen because I forgot to save, to print screen them and to save them. So this is what we end up with this game. We end up with 2 kills, 5 citadel hits. We dealt 247,000 damage. We received Confederate and high caliber reward. And I will unpause the game, and I will let it end, and then I will go and show you my build on the Musashi. So I believe I will still shoot one more salvo at the Georgia, and that will be it, and one salvo with my rear turrets on 3D. Yeah, so we killed the Georgia in the end. And here is my build on the Musashi. I use all the premium consumables, of course, and I'm using the spotting aircraft on Musashi. And in regards to upgrades, I'm using the main armor modification one. Not that you are losing turrets that often. They have quite decent armor, but it's just, I think, maybe the best one to use anyway, because I'm not building Musashi for secondaries or for AA, so, and the AA defense isn't anything extra, so yeah, I think the main armor modification is fine to go with. Then of course I'm building as tanky as possible, so damage control system modification one, just to reduce chances of catching fire and floodings. The next one, aiming system modification, so because I want to have the better accuracy, better dispersion on my shells. The Musashi has quite nice accuracy as a stock ship, and this module will just increase it even more. So definitely the accuracy. There's nothing better for the Musashi. You can go for the main battery modification too if you want to have better turrets, but I personally think that it is more important to hit your shells, because your reload is quite long. So yeah, definitely go for the aiming. The next one, again the tanky one, damage control system modification too. So the fires and flooding don't last that long. The next concealment next module is or upgrade is the concealment system modification 1. Because well, you can maybe take the torpedo lookout system if you want, but usually you are so that clumsy that it's quite difficult uh, to dodge the torpedoes, and especially with the Musashi, it's a long-range sniper, so you usually want to keep your distance. You have quite accurate guns, so you don't need to go close and overextend. So the enemy destroyer can or enemy destroyer torpedoes can reach you. So I don't think so that you need the torpedo lookout system, because if you are stationary or sailing quite slowly, then your acceleration is horrendous. So you won't dodge torpedoes if they are going if they are sailing your direction. And in the sixth module, you don't need the range. With the spotter plane, you have amazing range, so there's no point for going for range. And for the secondaries, it's not worth. Japanese don't build Japanese ships for the secondaries. I don't think it's good. So here, only option, main battery modification 3, no doubt. You will have better reload, even though your traverse speed will be a little bit worse, but you will get used to it. It's not the Russian battleship's traverse speed, definitely not. With the Japanese, they have slow turning turrets, so you will need to be patient and pre-aim quite often. So that's it, guys. So thank you very much for watching my YouTube video. If you like it, like it. If you don't, subscribe, and see you next time.